Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, all. Sorry, good afternoon, I guess. It's 4 p.m. London time now, and I thought to make a quick stream of Forex and the disaster we are now, which is coronavirus. If you can hear me well, yeah, the mic is on. Streaming, yes, all good. So, you just get the text. There you go. Okay, good morning, good afternoon. First thing first, disclaimer, guys, boys and girls. Forex black box, Forex trading is carrying very high level of risk, and you could lose all your investment, all your deposit money if you don't trade and understand the difference between if the trade go in your favor or it go against you. So you need to make sure that you have a right percentage to trade. If you qualify to do this, then you will be able to make money out of Forex market. If you try to gamble, obviously you're going to be lucky once, twice, but the third time is going to be big and basically wipe off your account. So it's very important that you understand how to use the leverage on your broker. It's very important. So just make sure that you understand what you're doing. Do not risk your all your money you're saving or whatever you're trying to trade with, how much money or money you're borrowing. If you take it as a business, you should be consider it as a business and always accept the losses and the profit you take in. Don't get too excited if you have high profit at once. Don't get too sad when you lose money because it's going to affect you in the long run. It's not one time business. It could be your business open until forever. I mean, like, you have to take that to, you have to be happy and not stressed every single minute of your trading because you're not going to last in this business. You have to be open to possibility of losing positions and winning positions. Your job is to make sure that you don't lose much and you win enough to cover your small losses. If you lose a small here, you win triple time. You lose a small, you lose small, you lose small, then another big trade. So basically, these two trades, it will cover you for the losses you lost, small, and with a portion of profit as well. I hope that makes sense for everyone. It's not easy to cross this business and require a lot of screening time, information, and decision making and discipline of your trading um, rules. If you wanted to open a position, you need to calculate it properly, how much percentage, if that suits you. If it doesn't suit you, do not take it, otherwise you will be gambling. Moving on to the global crisis where we are now, started in last year. To be honest, between you and I here, I think we start this coronavirus late 2019, between November and December. There was a lot of people I know of that had a very bad uh, sickness, and that's considered a chest is hard to breathe, and they were very, very in bad situation, bad shape. They could, they were telling me that almost felt like they're dying because they couldn't really breathe. So this disease was us for a while now. We're April, 1st of April, and I'm not gonna do the April Fools, whatever. I'm not really make a joke about this stuff, but anyways. So we now need to consider this gonna stay with us for a while now. The coronavirus is coming here to stay with us a little bit. It's not going to be just a short-term event. I think we're gonna finish 2019. We still have coronavirus in play. So far, we finished the first quarter of the year, and we have 858,000 infection, 43,000 death, and recovery is 177. Is not even close to 20% or more or less of the original people infected, uh, plus the people died from this coronavirus. So, in my opinion, I think the coronavirus is going to stay with us for a while here and is not going to leave until we have the economy destroyed. So far, we simulating the economy by printing more money, but the value of the currency itself is going down because we're printing more money with no value. So it's like in my opinion, it's a cheating. Cheating on the economy itself is a big bubble, and this big bubble of 2008, it's just tiny against the bubble where we are now. It's 20. So it's a huge risk, global risk, not only one country, basically the whole country around the world, they're printing money. So if everyone does print money, and the thing is, the value of all the currencies globally is going to go down because it's not, there's no value behind the printing money. If they have something to be a value like gold or oil or whatever, there's no, oil is going down, gold is going down. There's no enough gold in the world to cover everybody. Not even 10% of the people that trading gold. It's all basically on paper. It's not really gold. If I'm in future, I'm trying to trade gold and I brought a big portion of gold and I will ask this to be delivered, I don't think that will. If the whole, uh, if it's a big giant investment manager and I want to purchase this gold, that will not be able to deliver basically. There is not enough gold for everybody. Just try to understand the gold is not the safe haven. The safe haven now is, I don't know what to say. The safe haven is your health. Just be healthy. Do not take the risk of getting infected by coronavirus. I'm more talking about coronavirus in the market because that's what's most important thing to do at this time being. So for this time, it's just crazy. And when we went from China, hit here first, Iran, then go to Italy. Now Spain is getting the rate high really. If you go closer, we're almost 10,000 now. Not almost one, just 9,000 death and 102 infected. And Italy, it was like before Spain for I don't know, maybe a week or two, and now we are very close to how many people will be infected to be even between Italy and Spain. And what that indicating that the momentum of the virus is increasing, not decreasing. Try to understand that because we should Spain should be 0.5% of the Italy infected people, but it's all to do is down to the details of how many people have been tested. As I said before, guys, we didn't test everybody yet. There's still people not been tested yet, not been verified whether or not they have the coronavirus, positive or negative. Well, they're only testing the people they can get to. I mean, like the equipment they have, the test packaging they have, the kits they have, and all the stuff. And we don't have enough beds for everybody. We don't have enough equipment to support everybody, and that's the really bigger problem I can see coming up. That we're not going to be able to support everybody. The same story goes with US. Don't think US is more better than anybody else. US is going to face the same issue, same problem. The 188,000 cases infected, it's higher than it's basically the highest globally, US, and imagine that's a very high risk. So that to do with a market, I don't recommend that you take high risk. Only trade short-term positions. Do not trade for long term. If you think that's the bottom, you're wrong. It's the market just holding for now. Probably any more death in US, especially the US, probably going to see the market keep going down. And why I see that the government they doing as much as they can, keep printing money. But the question is, you need to ask yourself for how long the government will support the situation. If you did watch this movie called Pandemic, no, sorry, the movie called Contagion. There's a movie called Contagion. It's been reduced on 2011, and then exactly the same scenario we are now. If you wanted to just investigate a little bit further down the line where we're going, you should watch this movie from beginning to end. Um, About 90% of the movie is correct. 90% we are inside the movie. That's very scary for a lot of people I talk to, and I feel that is incredibly strange. We have a movie and it's actually been demonstrated globally, and it's crazy. So the traffic around the world is going back and forth before we discover this virus, and probably if anything happened in between 24 hours between China and the global people traveling, businesses and stuff like that, probably everybody get it. But this it depends on how much is your immune system can protect you, and strong immune system, and that immune system is not busy with other infection like cold or like other diseases. So if your immune system is basically free to deal with the coronavirus, you're gonna survive. That's my opinion. I think it's all to do with your immune system now to help you survive this big uh, disaster. It's a little tiny virus, we can see it, but it's actually controlling the whole world, making everyone stay at home and businesses stopped and all stuff. And if we come out of this disease very soon, inshallah, hopefully, um, that's gonna we're already economy going down really bad, and by the time we try to come back even 50%, it's gonna take us years. And a lot of business already collapsed, like a lot of business already bankrupted, and they couldn't cope. So the government giving money to this business to stay in business for the next 2 to 3 months, but no one knows how long this virus is going to stay around. We just is at the beginning of the virus itself to stay with us. It just arrived. I don't think he's gonna just leave like that. I think we're gonna stay. He's gonna stay with us for a while. So the smart way to deal with this is to look after your health, your family. Make sure that your family and your health come first, and not to try to pick up bottom on tops in the market, and you could lose whatever left after all. This is a war basically. So in this situation, uh, be careful how much you're wasting on the market. Do not try to trade something you can see. Wait for the market to move and follow the market direction and take your profit as much as you can as possible. Do not stick around and say that it's going to go higher. You can't. No one knows. Go lower, go higher. It depends what kind of market you're trading. So overall, coronavirus is controlling the world economy, and government trying to cope by printing more money. So that's just the concept of where we are now, and they do as much as they can. They went to zero interest rate and everything, but for how long they can keep doing this, you know? So for how long, if it's nothing is moving and they keep printing money, where this is gonna end, you know? It's like they add into losing position. They keep adding to losing position. They keep printing money, and they try to stimulate the economy. By the time the coronavirus finish its visit to us, probably we're gonna be in the ice age. I think. I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully that will go away soon. Mm, The other question I'm asking the government and everybody else: where is the scientists and where is the technology to find a cure to this coronavirus? I didn't see much of news of we trying here, we did this, we did that. I don't see much of it. I don't see more attention to finding a cure. They're only busy now on the cases and stuff, but there must be another group, should be other group actually working on finding cure. Anyways, guys, I want to move to the market. So that's the indexes. That's the currency indexes itself is calculated by multiple pairs against each other, all of them. So it's a special calculation. Is nothing for you to trade, but will give you just a head to give you just the concept where we're going from here, what trend we are on, and so on and so forth. So that's the explanation of the indexes. So far we'll talk about bound first. We'll talk about bound. We break this low and we retest it again at this candle, and we start to pull down, come back here, pull back, come back down again, and we touch the moving average and we close above it. That's a good indication of pound coming back to be strong. However, that's the index only. It doesn't mean all the pairs will follow. Some of them will be strong and weaker against the other currencies. So far, what we did, we went down, we're coming back up strong, and V formation almost 88%. I don't think that is gonna continue. I think it's gonna stall sideways first, probably one more leg down for a second leg, then probably will come back up and will break higher. All together, we are in sideways situation. Investor got cold feet to put big money on the line, so whenever the market move, they get in, they get out, they get in, they get out. They don't know, they're not looking for a long term because no one knows how things is gonna end in the future. So far, if we draw a line here, if I just to get this correct, if I draw a line here, just ignore this wick up there. So what we did here, we did one drop down, and we now have another one here, and we'll have another one here. Since we broke this level, I will count 1, 2, 3 drops down, coming back up. First one leg up. We're probably looking for a second leg down, 2, 3, and continue down. If that's the case, ultimately you have to keep in mind all the possibility of any movement. If I do that and just make a copy of it, I can't make a copy. So you have to draw a line and see how the market is going to react to when you come back to that line. That looks like is a almost 50-50 failure or a successful breakout. We'll break out of these two areas here. We have one, two touch, third one, and we look like we're reacting here now. See whether or not we're going to hold. In my opinion, I think we should see a pullback to come down to this level. Then from there, we will see whether or not we want to continue back up. And you draw another line here. So when the market respects that line, you keep it. Basically, we have a two line here, one here, one here. If they respect this line, then we keep it in the market. If it doesn't been respected, you remove it, so you make your chart clean. That's one of the way of price action where the market will react. We have a two touchy here and the third one here. Of course, you will take this example as a wake up. I don't count it since it's quite empty. It's been completely rejected down. And that was double top I talked about before, and it was a very successful breakout. It would take us 1700 pips down, which is a huge number, even worse than Brexit, because Bank of England cut the rate rapidly, and plus coronavirus, plus the economy is standstill. So there's a lot of factor to why we have a pound dropped like crazy like that. Also, guys, if you have any question, you please leave it in the comment here, in the chat here, so I can answer you, or any way, any of the pair you want to look at it. I will pick up one or two, and I will drill down to up to 5 minutes, all the way down to 5 minutes to see where it's going with you guys, so you can get an example how I actually find a trade, valuable trades. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you want to leave a comment, if you have a question, leave it, and I will answer you next time, or I will reply back to you in the comment section. When you subscribe as well, enable the bell icon, so when I do next time a stream or a video, you're probably going to receive a notification I did something. Moving on to Euro. You can see Euro kind of like a sideways channel. It's kind of isolated, probably is no interest for buyer or seller at the moment, and are fighting, but overall is coming down. It could be a bull flag. The reason being, I see this momentum up, and I have a bull flag forming here, and I'm looking for a breakout of this bull flag, successful breakout with a strong momentum up. Then I'll probably be buying, and that will be my target, ultimate target for now. That will be equal to dollar index going down. So if we look down to dollar here, if I want to verify, I want to qualify a trade, we see dollars basically coming back down. I'm looking for a second leg up to touch here, for example. That trend line, I will be drawing trend line here. I'm looking for another pullback here. Probably then we will see momentum down. We could see a double tops at it and we'll break lower, especially in this market condition. There's a lot of things going on. So this was a successful breakout. If we draw a line here, successful breakout, we see that we could take a trade here. We will be targeting 50% of the candle. If you remember, I talked about that red candle, and I said that if you break here, it was high at this point, I think, last week, and if we successfully break below this trend line, we're probably going to continue all the way down to 50% of this momentum up to give a chance to the bulls when I jump in the market again. But this red candle, it's where the breakout happened. Everyone expected that to come back lower here, do another leg first before we continue back up, but actually break out here. It was a successful one. You got a nice 2 days, a strong momentum up to make money out of it. Then after that, if we break below this candle, then indicating that we are going down again for 50% down here. 50 to 60%. When I say that 50%, a lot of people say that 50% is no Fibonacci. It's actually 55%, and you add to it, that's where Fibonacci sequence is. Okay, but when we put this sequences to the market, financial market, we find kind of match. Some numbers will match. Sometimes the market will return from this area, from this level, from this sequence. 50% to 60% to 61% Fibonacci. It's where the market will react. I don't expect the market will be do sharp momentum up and down. Market will normally do come to certain areas. You can see come all the way to the top here and stay for 3 days until it start to show momentum coming back down. So your job is to find how much buy and sell in the market, and when it break out, most of the algorithm trading, which is a huge out there, 90, I think it's about 90% algorithm in the market. They trade price action, and price action is one part of it to break out of a certain area, certain level, and Fibonacci 50%. That's where the market will start to react. The reason being to be 50% as well is when I'm a seller here, I will be taking my push and profit here. I'll take some profit here because the risk is great. Okay, what I mean when I come to 50% of the momentum up, coming back down, I'm shorting it, then my risk is very high because my stop is up there and the price is already here. So what I would do, I'll take about 50 to 60% of my profit and I leave the rest until I see another momentum up, and I will be shorting it again if you give me the chance. That's why a lot of 50% will be successful. Sometimes if the momentum is going hard down or up, that's when the algos, they see the market is still valid trade going in the same direction where they found it. So they don't exit their position, they stay around. That doesn't mean it's a buyer. This is not a buyer. That's basically a trader taking the position profit. So there's a lot to talk about this. I'm not going to bore you about it, but remember that 50% to 60% is where the area will see some reaction. If we cross that area, that threshold area of 50 to 60%, that's mean the momentum is quite strong, and we're probably going to do double bottom, or we're going to even go lower. If we stalled at the 50%, that will indicate that some profit taken here. It doesn't actually give you chance. It is no qualifier for you to long it. Market doesn't work that way. It's giving you a chance to actually short it again, give you one leg, just like what happened here. That was a pullback. That basically was a pullback for the whole momentum. If you look here, that's a momentum up, pullback, and a momentum up again. There's a measure move, and we will do the same here. That's a measure move of the previous measure move, and that's how the computer's seeing it. So here is just only pullback for more momentum down. If that's the case, and it shows this for 3 days, it didn't really move much. So that is indicating that pound actually could keep going up. So you need to put the information together. If dollar is going down, you expect the dollar to keep going down because it looks a little weak momentum to come back up, or sideways, or we're going to break that sideways and go down. Then you expecting pound to keep going up. Yen, you can see that one spike up, 2, 3 after the breakout. We have 1, 2, 3 pushes up, and what happened is we broke out of this trend up, and now we try to rotate. I don't think this rotation is going to be successful. There's a lot of weakness. You can see a lot of wicks here, and we'll break out of this wicks. I think there's going to be a failure breakout Ultimately, we are 50% of the move, more or less. Probably going to see failure to break lower. What we're looking at, I'll be looking measure move to be exact at this level, and probably going to meet this level here. So that could be the play. 70% the breakout will be failure. So remember that breakout of this level. So probably going to break lower for a measure move. We'll be looking for a measure move. That's computer calculation. New Zealand break out of the double bottom. Strong momentum down. We have one leg, one push, two push, third push down, and we kind of come back to level up from that breakout itself. We'll be looking for maybe 50 to 60%. Then probably going to see another leg down. If that hold as a double bottom, probably going to see momentum back up to retest this gap. So there's a gap here need to be filled. So far we are 50% of the gap itself, 50 to 60%. We stalled here and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days and we going lower. So what I'm looking for a momentum down to show me higher low. If we become even to this low, then the probability is we're going to go lower. Or we can just do double bottom and we'll come back for a small leg and we break lower. We're going to be breaking two bottoms like we did here. We break two bottoms and we get really measure move, big measure move. If I go, I'm sure it is. If I go big here, what we did, there was a nice trade here. Come back, isolate, drop, isolate, drop, isolate, drop big, and come back V. Probably gonna do that. Come back and come back down again. It's a measure move. This is a measure move. This is a measure move. This is a measure move. We have to three measure drops here. One push down, two, three. On the bigger picture, one is a bouncer one here. Is another one here. Then we start recalculating again. We have one push. Second, we're gonna see the third one. Receipt. When you go three pushes to four, and you see some consolidation, and we break out of this consolidation, my expectation will continue more to the downside. Swiss, so far we pushed up and we stalled here. Failure breakout of the previous green candle. We broke below it. We close below it. We come retesting in this candle at the highs of this close, and we fall down below the moving average. This is don't really like it. It doesn't really fit my criteria to open trade, but my expectation will come a little bit lower to come about 50% to this momentum, but it's going to take time. And time I don't have the time to be patient with this pair itself with these currencies, so I don't do it. I don't recommend you to do it. That could be a flag, bull flag for another major move for this. Probably going to move higher if coronavirus is keep trending and the risk off momentum is increasing, then probably going to see a major move or a double top. So don't take it for granted we're going to go major move. We need to look around and see whether or not we have a successful breakout and hold the price up. Always say almost always 70% the breakout will be a failure. Probably going to break out here a little bit and drop after that big, or we're going to do double top. There's a lot of possibility. That's why you need to trade in the front of the market. See where the market going and you start to follow it. And if it starts showing some weakness, exit. Then if it give you pullback and start to move back up again, enter again. It's not going to cost you anything. It's actually more profitable to exit and enter multiple times a day, and you make money. Because if you sit on a trade and you waiting for it to way up, whatever you think is going to happen, that you should do the opposite, because this is not going to happen, because that's what they call it, delusion of the market itself. The chart, it's like a delusion to tell you that probably you're gonna come back up here, but you don't have to, because you only need to trade what the market give you. If market give you profit, take it. Like this high here. Okay, guys, did you receive my video correctly? Is anything not working? Just YouTube just notify me. There's a very low video connection going on. I have a 380 megabyte per second connection, so I should be fine. Okay, let me just speed up a little bit. So New Zealand just, sorry, Swiss is doing kind of flag here, is doing kind of momentum. Probably going to break up here. Could be a failure, then we'll go back down. So be careful. Yeah, I don't know why it's buffering. It's YouTube situation. My speed is fast, so I know that is good. I think it's YouTube is everyone on internet now, and they don't have enough bandwidth on the cloud to cope with everybody. That must be fully a lot of people on internet at the moment. Not only watching, I think streaming, watching everything. So everyone at home now doing their own self-employed business, and that's one other reasons. I think that in the coming future is going to be a lot of people, population that will work from home because there's not going to be a lot of businesses available. So if you're new to Forex, be careful. Do not trade what you have all together at once. Just cut it down to percentage and try to test the water. Learn first because it's not a gamble, it's not casino. A lot of people call Forex is casino because they lose a lot, but it's not. It's a business. If you know what you're doing, you will make money. If you don't know what to do, you're gonna be losing money because you're gambling basically. You have to have a plan and play the plan. Don't play what you think. Play the plan. Okay, let's move on. Aussie. You can see that Aussie is struggling to keep going that direction up. We break out of here and we're looking for 50% now. We're stalled at 50%, and my expectation is we're gonna see another leg, probably double bottom, come back up again, and we'll break that double bottom for momentum back down because I don't see China or the stock will come back that easy up. Right? There's still more to the situation. So yeah, my just stall at the moment here. If you want to short it, watch for low time frame, break out momentum down. Your job is to take the exit at 50% of this move and wait for it to go lower. If it goes lower, wait for the double bottom to be complete. Then we will be shorting from 50% of this move down. CAD. Today it was an inventory for oil. I don't know. I don't know what it was. We see that with a channel here. We break out of the channel. We break out of it. We test it, and we're coming back down now. My expectation is we're gonna break this low, and we will continue for a major move. So far, there's a major move we started from here. Okay, let me just do that one more time. Come 50%, and we're coming back down strong. We already broke the 50% of this level. We tested once, we tested twice, and we're coming back for it again now strong. My expectation is going to be a major move down. So probably going to move more momentum down on CAD. Get to the charts. That's the S&P 500. I have one here, but this one is not moving anymore. I need to change the months. But anyway, they're all the same. This one, I think the S, the R, one explanation mark is the best. The one is the major one. I mean, like the whole. Let me just get this bigger. So that's since 1997 data. So we're talking about since 1997 data. You can see that is we have a double top here. That's the weekly view. We have a double top here. I think we're going to come back down to it. We're not far from there. I mean, from the breakout, you see that we went up, we're coming back down, maybe 50% here. Probably see bear flag, and we'll continue back down to retest these two highs. Okay, that's the weekly view. That's the stock market, the 500 stock market inside S&P 500. So my expectation is it actually will come back down to this level in the long term, which is I don't think is going to be take years. I think by the 2020 finish, probably will be below somewhere here. That's the scary thing for people trading. Oops, let me just make this bigger. There you go. So that's the scary thing for people trading future market and stock. So we have expanded, we have this expanding um, triangle. You can see that here. It's expanded a little bit down. Let me just remove this. It's confusing. I did it previously to this low, but looks like it will match with the close of this level. Ultimately, when you have point 1 to point 2, you can ignore point 2 and you just go all the way down to point 3. It doesn't matter because now we have one pushes 1, 2, 3. So if you have any information about coronavirus can be stopped, probably we'll come back to this the 50%, which is this level. We come before it and we kind of stalled here. So we're waiting for more information to qualify any trade. That's the weekly view. Let me go to the daily. So from the breakout here to all this point down, we are 50% at the breakout level. We'll come back 50%. We'll have a few days green, one red, one green, one red. So sideways here. We'll be looking for another leg down to do double bottom. We have a nice gap here between these two momentum. Probably come back down here, do double bottom, and try to go back up. If you break the 50% of momentum down up again, probably my expectation will go another leg up. One, two, probably looking for three. Then it could be altogether bear flag. So watch out for bear flag. If you trade in this on the future, be careful. Trade small. Do not go crazy because no one knows where we're going from here. So far, if I draw a line here, let me get this correctly. We broke out of this line now, and if I take this line and I make a copy of it, parallel line, see that we have a channel. The momentum, the channel is spiky channel going up, and we kind of topped up here at this level. So what are we looking for? Maybe we're going to see another double top, false breakout, and come back strong momentum down. So watch out for that. That could be your trigger. Watch out for another bull back up and come back down. I don't see the market. I don't see this market going back up strong at the moment because no one knows where coronavirus is gonna start slow down, or they working on a vaccine or cure or whatever. I don't think this is gonna go back up as it used to be before here. That's not going to happen for a few reasons. We still have a corona ongoing. We have a lot of printed money out, so the value of the stock and everything is going down. The maximum we can do double top here and see 3,000 level. That could be the maximum we can do this year. Probably will come back down again for a big momentum down because I don't see that is going to come back up that quick. It's no election. There's a coronavirus and the economy, interest rate, everything just went south. Is nothing. Could be reversible, but it's going to take time. It's not going to happen over a year or two. Probably going to take big time because this is a bear market now. Remember, it's a bear market. I talked about it since we started to break out of this level. Consolidation stalled here. I talked about it for 2 months ago. I said, guys, with this bear market, wait for pullback. We had a pullback and we keep going down. So what we're doing now, we're coming back up. We'll try to do double tops and we're gonna consolidate here and probably gonna go lower. If we have a breakout, that breakout is not gonna last. That breakout is not gonna last. Whoever brought from here, these levels, take the heat of all this momentum down and coming back up. As soon as they come back up, they start selling their position. So that will become risky free and break even. When it become risky free, probably the market will gonna go down. So the people that exit the long position by shorting out the position, and the people that are waiting for the momentum to come back up here to short. So the chance of momentum down is gonna be very very strong. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the currency itself. I think I have enough time to keep talking. Guys, if you have any pairs you want me to look at it, please put it in the chat. What trade you are on, let me look at it if you want to. I'm quite flat at the moment. I'm not in any trade. Just was waiting for the oil inventory and see where we're going from here. Market already moved a lot, so I'm not going to trade anything now. I did Monday and Tuesday. Today I'm flat. I close my trade intraday. I don't keep anything overnight. I don't want to hold any risk at all. I even trade smaller than I used to, and everything started going down. So I'm not going to be the one to risk very big, which is probably I will be eating out. So also there's a low liquidity in every market in the world because of no much of activity going on. There's no much liquidity of money or buyer or seller. The market it could move and hit your take profit, but there's no buyer to take your other side of the trade. So you could be hanging around until you find anyone to take your trade. So the liquidity is very dry. Do not risk too much. Take your profit before you target a few pips, 10 pips possibly. Before the target itself, if you target in this level, for example, you should take your profit just before that level. Do not wait for it to come to the pip because there is no enough liquidity in the market. Okay, let's talk about gold here. Gold, we had a failure breakout. We went down strong and we went down again and a failure to break out of this level. Now we showing momentum up here. We went up and I talked about 50%. If you come back to 50%, then probably wait for a failure breakout. So far we can see here we have a failure breakout and we're coming back down. We break out of this range and we're coming back down strong. We'll try to test 50% of this candle and we just pushed back down. My expectation is we have 1-2 days momentum and we'll pull back momentum and probably going to see another 1-2 days down. That could be the level of interest to buy from. If you short, that could be your target and wait for this level to react. So that's your target. That's your level of reaction to qualify a trade. If you start to pull back again, remember that could be only second leg of momentum down. So come back down here, come back up, touch the trend line, or go above it. Could be a failure and come back down. That's gold. Bitcoin, I talked about it many times. That yellow line that was were my target. I don't trade it myself, but I'm doing this for a few people here that trade Bitcoin. And I talked about the major move from this level. Come back here, major move, even more than major move. That's why is my that was maximum profit target area. We basically broke it, and we have a failure to break lower. It was a failure breakout. Coming back down for second leg. We have two legs up, two bottoms, and we trending back up again. But look what happened. We break out of this momentum up, and if we put this together, we couldn't even have a third push up. We have one push up, two, and the third one it was a failure to stay in the momentum, and we'll come back down below it, and we'll retest it, and we'll come back down now. So that's the retest of the breakout trend line, if you want to call it the trend line only. But there's a qualifier to go down, do another big leg on a big gap. So there was going to be a gap here between these two. Come back down. You'll be watching out for rejection or a failure to break lower. Then we'll be looking at another top here. That could be the play. I think now from now you can short it if it's keep going on the low time frame. Go down to the 5 minute. So you see this in the 5 minute itself, since I don't know why we have a gap here, but we have a failure to break out of this level, continue back up, but close right below this level. The next candle is start to close below, go below the previous candle. That's your trigger to short it. You could be you take profit at this level, but if it's keep going, you just exit your position as soon as the market your 5 minute candle closed. You probably exit here, and you see that sideways for a while. We'll break below that one. We have one push more, more push down, and if we take this area two together, we see that we're rotating back down again now on a 5 minute. So if you only trading, if you're scalping, 5 minutes is a good qualifier to start to draw your lines. That's a channel going on for a while. We'll break out of this one. So let's see if it's going to be successful breakout and keep holding. It was not successful, just to close below it. And the next candle start to show momentum down. That's your trigger. There should be a sell order below this candle. And went down, and you can see that we doing flag, bull flag here. Slowly breakout, failure breakout. We'll come back inside the momentum of the flag, and we start to shoot back up. It was a successful one. We broke the previous trial. We tried here, we'll come back down, and we try again, we'll break above it, and we're retesting this again. That could be a buyer at this level. If you come down to this level, if it's not, probably it's a sideways now. So probably you be trading sideways every time come back up, you short it. If it come back down, you long it. Dollar index. I'm looking at 5 minutes now. I'm just trying to look to where we are, what we're gonna do here. I already talked about my daily review over the weekend, so let's get this here. We have a nice momentum up, coming back 50%. The first pullback, major pullback on a big momentum up like that will be brought. As you can see that we're buying, but you need to watch out for the 50% of this momentum. Whether or not we're actually going to break successful breakout of this high of this candle, for example, then we should see a small pullback and continue back up to do challenges highs. But if we're not, if we're going to see like kind of rotation, probably going to go lower to the 100%, which is happened here before. If you remember, I told you that 50%, if it doesn't hold here, and you see that is breaking, and we probably broke the low. As you can see, we broke that low, we went down. Then after that, you see that we have a nice day green, 2 days green. Your third day, if we break above it, that's your trigger, and you see where it take you. Probably going to be in and out, in and out, in and out all the time. There's not going to be straightforward. You know where it's going to go. No, you only trade what you see. You don't assume it's going to go all the way up or it's going to stop here. You only take your portion of the profit and you stay on the side until you see another qualifying trade. That's going the opposite way. See that went down because dollar index went up. We have a pullback here, major move complete. We'll come back up. Probably that could be the 50% rotation. We'll be looking for another 50% down here. That could be the trigger to pull back up, or we actually break low and we successful breakout. That was your area of interest to buy if you want to short it. In the low time frame, probably going to show you some more patterns to get in a trade. Now we're going to go down. We see that day. I don't like this day. I don't like this day here. It's quite like rejected, but we broke below it. Let's see how far we're going to go today. If we keep going to test this level and we stay around, or we're going to go lower. Most likely we're going to see some sideways here after this. A lot of moves happen in euro, so my expectation is we're going to see some funneling until we break out of it. Could be a failure breakout and we'll go down. Other way could be failure breakout and we'll go back up. So you have to qualify. You have to qualify the trade if it's going to be successful breakout or is a failure breakout. Okay, 70% of the breakout is a failure, and that's why here you go. We have a failure here. You see that we couldn't break higher and we broke below this one. That's a qualifier breakout. That was a failure breakout. That was a failure here. But you can still make money out of it, but don't expect it to fly. Just take your portion of the market and stay on the side until you see the next trade. US yen. That's a major support here. I drew that a long time ago. Didn't show you that before. I don't know. I think it's here. Here we go. From this level to this level is measuring. It's basically the whole area here on the long time frame. It's support. However, because of coronavirus and the value going down on dollar and all the stuff going on, we have to be very careful to trade this, especially yen and dollar, especially dollar. Dollar was the cash needed last couple of weeks. That's why dollar get this push up, but you see that we kind of stalled here. We every time we come back up, we push down, and that's your trigger. The following day, we break below this closes. See that below the closes here. That's your range area. All is a failure to break higher, and that was a successful breakout. Close the day on at its bottom, as you can see. You close the day near the low of the day. That's qualifier to open trade here. And if you come up a little bit more, you can actually short more. Your stop loss ultimately should be above here. You take profit should be around this level, which is actually hit now. That's the 50% of this move. So far we are at the 50%. We are all the way down at its low. So there is no any indication of Salah want to give up yet. Salah still in the market. We see that one day sideways, the second day failure to break out above this one, and we'll come back down, and the third day we actually going below the green day, which is a sideways. So decision looks like it's been made by the bulls to give up. The bears keep going. So we'll be looking for this level at least to take some profit out. And if the momentum is strong, if that day close more lower and close at its end at its low, that's indicating that we actually see some more pullback and we'll continue back lower. Could be double bottom at the end, higher low. There's a lot of possibility. So just to go to the low time frame, limit your ability to trade inside the day, but you only look to the daily to look on the daily and weekly where we are on the bigger picture. What more likely to happen? That's why we look at the bigger time frame. Pound USD. I talked about Pound USD to a few people, and I said that it's 50%. This is where the first pullback to uh, to sell. We have a very very strong momentum, about 1700 pips. We'll come back up for a pullback, and now we stalled 1, 2, 3, 4 days. The fourth day was a failure. If you see that the fourth day, you see this candle. I talked about this candle is very important. If you break above this one and we keep going, then we'll continue. But look at that, we kind of stalled now. There's no buyer or seller in the market. Seller maybe they exit their position, they get scared. The computers basically they try to reduce their risk. If they broke from here, they exit now. If they are short from here, they already exit at this lows, at this low, at this level. So they exit here because the ATR of this pair itself, it was already exceeded more than 4%, 4 times square. So you can see that flag. Other possibility is a flag going on at the moment on the daily. If you go lower to the time frame, lower time frame 4 hours, what we're looking at. If we look to the bottom here, we'll break out of this level, successful breakout. See that green momentum, you could buy from here, you could have brought from here. So far we did uh, a small channel, bear flag, but it was not successful bear flag. Bull was successful to break out of this level. So far we're looking at this level now to be broken. So we have a flag here going on. We'll break out of this flag, and we have a failure, a failure. We're coming back down. We actually went below the breakout point, and we'll come back up. We have another failure to continue up. So that's for me triple tops, and probably we're gonna go lower at this level first hand. So we have two tops here. We'll break out of it, successful breakout. My expectation is to come back down to retest it, consolidate, and if you want to come back up, we will see some breakout happening. I wanted to do drill down uh, uh, pairs. This is what I'm doing now, so pay attention, guys. Go down to low time frame 1 hour. You see that we're going down. Break out of it, failure to break higher. Then we'll go back even. We'll make a new low. So we're looking for 1, 2. Look for the third one before we see anything else. So we have a triple top in the make and bottoms. What we do here is a channel. If we draw that correctly, is a channel going on. So we're on the top of the channel now. We'll break out of this one here, small little channel in 1 hour, and we're coming back retesting. They got a failure. The follow up was bad. You see that indecision or a dodgy. If you can see that correctly, let me just get the screen bigger. Okay, you see this? That was a failure. The follow up was not that great. We'll come back down. We'll break the low of this previous hour, and we're coming back down strong. Watch out, 4 o'clock. No, that was a 4 o'clock. Yeah, you can see 4 o'clock. The buyer give up basically here. So whoever was trading before 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock they closed their book, and probably they give up their long by shorting, by closing their position, and we're coming back down now. So where we go from here, if we break below this one, successful breakout, pull back probably, and we'll start testing these lows. I don't see bound to go up. There is no any indication for bound to keep going up. So go lower to the low time frame and try to trade it, the breakout of any small time frame, 15-minute for example. You see that nice strong breakout, come back retest, test all the way up here. So whoever enter here they enter here again and they break even, they exit their position. You see the momentum close halfway of the candle, 15-minute, and what happened next candle is break lower. Same story going here, consolidation, go low again. So what we have, breakout, breakout, wait for another third breakout to keep going down. So that could be your target, that low, maybe lower. Go to 5-minute. If you only trade 5-minute, you see that here. If you only trade 5-minute here, breakout, retest the breakout point, and we see that that's your entry. That's your entry here. Come back up, start stall. This is your choice to stay around or you exit. You do maybe 25 pips. Breakout, successful breakout, you long it. You stall here, you exit, come back down, retest, and show this momentum. You're long again, and so on and so forth. That's a scalping. You can do so much with the scalping. You draw your lines. If you draw your lines here, that's your trade. Call fire. Keep going, keep going. You can short here, come back, break out, you long it, come back again, you add more, you add more. It depends what is your strategy. But the most important is the market move with a special point, like trend line, like this one, break out and continue back up. I'm not gonna go to 1 minute. 1 minute is very stressful. You can see us keep jumping. If you look to the 1 minute, you only see where we are, what we do in the last 10 minutes in sidebars. You see that up, down, up, down, up, down, sideways now. There is no any indication of any momentum somewhere. So if the trend here, we have here, so it's kind of like funneling. Then after that, we'll see breakout. The breakout needs to be successful. We are at the end. London close now. It's 5 o'clock. So we're at the end of the session of UK session. It's gonna close. So I don't see any momentum unless dollar will do something. Then you can trade this pair together. Pound yen, euro, pound. On the daily, of course, after this break, huge breakout in no time. Come back 50%, stalled here. Let's see what's going to happen here at this level. That's where you measure move. We exceeded the measure move with a failure to sustain up there, and we're coming back down inside the measure move. So we be challenge this level. Then after that, we'll see what's happened. Probably going to be sideways breakout. You'll be watching for a flag to come back up again, and I'll be watching for another flag to go back down again. That's always the market. Market move from a stage to another. We from trending here, we were trending, then flagging sideways, then after that breakout, successful trending and flag. Try to break out of the flag, it was a failure. We couldn't break out of the flag. It turned out to be from sideways to a trend down. Probably go sideways. We'll be watching for another trend down. Either way. Okay. Trading is hard. It's not easy, guys. Need a lot of work, a lot of attention. You need to keep your eyes open, keep all your possibility on the table. You don't have to be right. You only need to follow the market when it's right, not to follow the market when you are wrong and the market is right and you go against the market. You always need to know where the market going and you start to trade with the market. Trade with the smart money. What is it? Yen? Pound yen. We break out of this level, come back down, and now we come back about nearly 50% of this breakout. There's a gap here, is not fulfilled. This gap is closed, it's fine, but we still have this gap here, no closed. You can see that losing momentum here. The flag, they're doing a bull flag. If that correct, we'll be looking for a major move. As much as I can come back down, failure breakout, and we'll be looking for a major move. That could be your target if everything work as it's supposed to. But if it's a successful breakout, probably go for a second leg here, and we will see what happens from there. So your job is to find a qualifier successful breakout, wait for the next day or the next 4 hour or a minute. It depends how much you're looking for to take off the market. If you're looking for 500 bips, you probably be targeting this level, and your stop loss should be above this level. Some computer that will leave the stop loss above here, some that keep above here, and they break down their position because they know the market will come back down. Market is fractal and they move in certain wave. Every time the price go to a certain level, there's about 70% the breakout will be a failure or successful. So you need to qualify that. You need to see the money coming to that direction, not the other direction, if you trade long or short. Uh, no one have any pairs to analyze for you. Okay. I'm gonna close soon now, guys. It's 5 o'clock. I've been in an hour already. I don't trade pound Aussie at the moment. You could go to the low time frame. You could scalp it here. It's going up, showing you higher lows. See that break that, come back down, flag, break out to the flag. You exit as much as possible. 3 candles. Your rules should be very close. 1, 2, 3 candles. You exit. That's it. Don't stick around. You see that previous history show that 1 or 2 candles are successful breakout, and after that, it start to lose momentum. So you need to trade what you see. Break out of here. See that breakout? It was a failure breakout. Come back again. A failure breakout in low, and we have a big strong momentum up. Either followed up by green candles. You stick around, and after that, you see that dodgy candle come back full back down and come back retested. Failure to break higher. We have a 3 tops on a 5 minute, and what you see here will break out strong momentum. Even from the 50% coming back strong down, you should have shorted. And you see that momentum is very huge. How much is one on 5 minute? If you only trade in this, and you see keep going, you should target these levels here. 163 pips. Ultimately went all the way down to 374 pips. That's a very strong momentum, and we can tell here that's the pullback, nearly 50% or more than that. We couldn't stay. That's a shock of algorithm. Basically, they exit here, big portion of the trade. They start short all the way until it's come around here and they start fading the trade. And that's why we see this spike back up. It's normal because the market will be looking for liquidity either as a side. Come back up here, liquidity has been triggered, come back down again, up again, and I will be looking for another leg down. This is not over, in my opinion, on 5 minute. We see that breakout. If it's successful, probably going to see another leg down on a 5 minute. Remember, it's a 5 minute. See 15 minute, 30, 1 hour. Engulfed all these hours. Is a strong rejection of this candle. If we look in 1 hour here, what we have, failure breakout, failure to continue back up. The follow up, it was horrible. After the breakout, very, very small. There is no major move. Expectation is this is not going to last. And the next thing you know, the bulls give up and the bears jump in as soon as it start to break lower. And we have a strong momentum down. Look like we have a failure to continue. Let's watch out for the follow up. So probably the follow up is going to continue back down here unless this candle has become green and we'll start to see a flag for more momentum down. Okay, there's so many things to say and do, but your job is to find the right method to trade. Okay, because there's so many possibilities. You need to always wear more information to the chart. If you go to the 5 minute, what we see, failure to break and close above this level. For example, we have one touch, 2, 3, 4, failure, strong momentum down, 50% of this move itself, and we're retesting now. My expectation is we're going to go lower. We tested this breakout now, see whether or not it was successful breakout. If it's not successful, we will see this candle coming back up. If it's successful, at least we will see another momentum down, so you could trade another 50 pips. If you say, if we break below this one here, could be a limit order, limit sell. You will be targeting these lows. We talk about 73 pips, or if you're only targeting 30 to 50 pips intraday, probably around this level, around this close, it will be open and close. It will be great target. Probably gonna spike down. It will be a failure to break lower. Then we will see momentum back up. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna call it a stream off now. And if you're new, subscribe, support the channel, leave a comment. If you have any question, leave it. I'll answer you. And you guys take care. Look after your health, your loved one health as well, and everybody look after yourselves. Money come last, health come first. Remember. Okay, guys, thank you very much. You have a great day. Thanks. Take care. Bye bye.